The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
Champions.
The reigning, defending
Challengers.
Everybody here is on their feet.
And qualifiers.
One spot remains in the Elimination Chamber.
Raw. And this is G Radio.
Hello guys and welcome. This is G Radio, #1 TV show, and we're coming live at GBS TV. And I'm your host, Isaac Tabitha.
I'm the co-host Evan Tinyari, and as usual we have our DJ Deco. You can
get me on our Facebook page as Isaac Tabitha. Thank you so much, guys.
keep it here.
Everywhere, GBS.
The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to Chungu Jamii. My name is Betty and your host this morning. Today we are going to be talking about the blended family. Thinking about families, we have the blended family also in our society. I have a very beautiful lady in studio. I also have a counselor who are going to take us through this discussion, and I will give them a chance to introduce themselves, starting with the lady. You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Jackie Care. I am a blended family coach, and I run an organization called the Blended Family Network, which supports families to build emotionally healthy, balanced step-family relationships.
Well, welcome, Jackie.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Derek. I'm a pastor, Good News Mission Church. Karibu.
Wow. Welcome, viewer. Enjoy watching and listening to this educative program. Our SMS line is 21144. We are also on GBS Kenya in the YouTube channel. We are also in Facebook. Please engage us in this conversation, and we hope you're going to learn many things. Jackie, karibu sana.
Thank you.
I am glad to hear that you're a blended family coach. A lot of people do many things about family, but the blended family, much as it is there, it is so much neglected, and people don't get to do many things with it. What is it that pushed you into centering on the blended family?
I think the blended families are neglected by the society. We don't want to talk about them, yet they're here with us.
Yeah.
They're the most negatively stereotyped families in the society. Because even the stories that are written about step families, you know, you talk about step families and they lived happily forever after for step families.
There's nothing like
it's
that.
like it's only a portion for the other families.
They're so stigmatized.
Yes, which is a lie.
Oh,
So,
it's a lie.
which is a lie, because both families have their own set of challenges and complications. There's no family that is guaranteed to have the forever happily after. Each and every set of family needs to work on their family and create the forever happily thereafter. And that is why I came up with the Blended Family Network to support families in step family that are step families. And this is because I am in a step family.
You are in a step family.
Yes.
Please explain to our viewer who is struggling to understand what a blended family is.
Okay. A blended family is also a step family where one or both of the adults in this relationship have come with a child or children from previous relationships.
Okay.
So you find that there's a step parent in this family. Yes.
So a man has come with children.
Yes.
And a woman has come with children, or
Yes.
just one of them.
Yes.
And now they're coming together to make a family.
Yes.
So the only difference here is that they are children from previous relationships.
Yes.
That's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's pushed you into starting your organization? As you mentioned, you wanted people to have emotional support, you know. You wanted to give that when you were starting your organization. But also you have mentioned that you belong to a step family.
Yes.
Please share with us that.
I have been in a step family for the last 16 years and counting.
Wow.
Yes. I got married to my husband. My husband has 2 kids.
Okay.
I came into my stepchildren's life when they were toddlers. Today, they're grown women. They're in the university.
Wow.
So I am a stepmom of 2. And then we got 2 of our own. So I'm a bio mom of 2. And I have an orphan that I support that calls me mom.
Okay.
I'm actually a mom of 5.
You're a mom of 5.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's really nice. I'm actually wondering how you have managed to carry this burden, because if they came into your life when they were only toddlers, you have been with them a long way, and you have mentioned that they are girls.
Yeah.
And sometimes girls really have an attitude, you know, of staying with a stepmom, and they want to get back to where they have come from. And sometimes their mom has taught them some other things that they're not finding in you as a mom. How was that for you, having to cope with them and stay with them and bring them up as your own children? Did you find such kinds of challenges?
Being a stepmom is challenging. Being a step-parent is challenging. Raising kids that are not biologically yours is challenging. But you have to define the bond and the relationship that you will have with these kids.
Okay.
You have to also understand that as a step-parent, the stepchildren are going through their own challenges. Their family has changed. Things have changed. So they're also just wondering this new world, how this new world is going to work out.
So it has to come from you. It has to come from you making this purpose of how you want to relate with them. Because I'm looking at their age. If they were toddlers, then they were so young to understand anything. You could not bring them on a round table and have conversations like, you know, this is how we are going to live. This is how we are going to do this and that. So you had to take off yourself and just be the mom and train them. It had to be your personal purpose.
It's true, because they were younger, maybe the challenges were not as much.
Okay.
But being a person that's, considering my work, I work with also other women who get into these families and they have bigger kids. At the end of the day, we have to appreciate that kids also go through some challenges, because their world has changed. The mother or the father is not there. So their world has changed. So we need to be very understanding, very patient, and persevering with them. And if they reject you, it is a normal reaction to what is happening around them.
It is normal.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't understand these things, Jackie, because even those who are not in the blended family, they also have their own issues.
True.
You know, it's just the same. People also get married, have their own biological children, and at some point in life, they cannot take care of these biological children.
True.
And they part ways, sometimes even because of the children.
True.
You know? Now for you, the children are getting into a strange world. You also is getting into a strange world.
Everyone in this family.
Yes, so everyone is in a strange place. Everyone is trying to find the balance to fit into this big size or small size shoe. And there's no one to tell you, it is okay, it will fit. Did you find such kind of people? Because everyone in this marriage is so strange, you know.
Everyone in this family is going through their own challenges.
Yes.
If it is the bio parent, they're also going through their own challenges. They're hoping that this spouse that I've married will
take
love
care
my
of my
kids.
children.
Yeah. And they're hoping that they will be able to be there for their kids too. So everyone in this family is going through some challenges. And it's a lonely world, because you might not have somebody to talk to.
I know.
And that is why the blended family network is there.
Yeah.
Because it was a lonely journey.
And I know there are also people who are condemning you outside there, like, why couldn't you just get into a fresh marriage, you know?
Yes.
There are also people who are condemning you. They're
Yes.
wondering, you got married to this man whose wife is not dead, you know, the wife divorced. You also have your own fears, like, how come you could not keep a wife? How come you could not overcome the challenges that came into it, you know?
True.
So you're also in need with a lot of fears.
Yes.
I'm wondering what kind of hearts you were able to have to be able to go through all this and overcome these many years, 16 years that we've been there. I want to give this conversation to my right side.
Okay.
And just find out, Pastor, having listened to how this kind of family is, how possible is it that people can actually sustain it and live in this family happily?
Actually, you are a mother and her. Actually, you are one in a million. Because too much, especially the step family, it's not easy. Because also, the step family, they are sensitive. Their reactions, if you may laugh, if they are, they want to know, are you really going to love them as their father, real father? And there's, that's family, actually it's for the first time to think about this family. Today is my first time. I never thought about this much in this family. But when I listened to her, actually I found we need such network, even in our churches.
True.
Actually, we need also, I think, at well as pastors, we need you also. Because we have these challenges, and we feel like, because the Bible says that if you're a widow, then you need to stay unmarried until death. But also Paul said, but if you cannot contain yourself, sorry, I don't want to hurt anybody.
No, it's okay.
But if you cannot contain yourself, then you can not seem to be also married.
Yes.
And also when you see that book of First Corinthians chapter 7, also Paul is saying about, talking about there's distress in such marriage. So it's not easy, as she said, there's challenges. And he said, you must accept. If the step family denies, especially the siblings, if they denies you, you need to accept. That's normal. So you need to copy, because if they deny, I've seen many, even in our family, then, my relatives, one of them, they denied. They said, no, Mama, that's...
Actually, people, when I realized when Pastor is talking that, these kind of families are really neglected.
Yeah, sure.
You know, people don't even care. And usually, Jackie, the expectation is that when you're getting married and you already have children from a previous relationship, then you take them to your mother.
You know, in fact, I think neglect is not a right word. We bury our heads in the sand. We pretend we are not here. We are here.
You pretend
The
you're not
churches
here. It's not that you're
pretend.
neglected.
No. We just don't want to touch that part.
Yeah,
sensitive.
we
Yeah.
assume.
We just don't want to touch it.
I know.
But today, somebody has lost a husband. As we sit here, somebody is losing a wife. As we sit here,
Yeah, they will need to remarry.
somebody today is getting their divorce final paper as I sit here with you. There's a young girl in school
Getting pregnant.
by a small boy who will not marry her.
Yes. True.
These two people that I'm talking about are going to get married. And they're going to form what I'm calling a step family.
Yes. So
How do we
Grace
support
student
them?
is getting pregnant today.
Yes, a class 8. The other day, class 8 did KCPE, and the number of girls who are pregnant in Kenya was a
so
lot.
many. Yeah.
Those girls will...
They're not
their
ready
life-
for marriage.
Their life is not done yet. They can still go back to school.
Yes.
They can still get a life. And then after that, they will still get somebody to marry them. That man will be a stepfather to that child.
I know. So this family is not a mistake. It is here
Even
with
if
us.
there are mistakes, maybe that will happen. But are we condemned?
No,
Yeah.
you should not. Because just like you have rightly put, death is not anything somebody signs into.
It is
So
not
when
that.
it comes, it leaves you alone with your children. And so, like Pastor said, do you wait and say, if you cannot contain yourself, I mean, there's nothing wrong with remarrying. So you'll definitely marry. Why should you be condemned? And the Bible allows.
Nobody sits down and says, when I grow up, I want my children to have a stepmother. Nobody.
No one does that.
Nobody sits down and says, when I grow up, I want to be a stepmother. Nobody. But we grow up, life happens, and we start having these options, and we start choosing other options. So, how do I support? The Blended Family Network is here to support these families to have healthy, emotionally balanced human beings. That the kids we bring in our families are not going to end up looking for counseling for 30 years later. they're being cancelled from the life they lived at home. Which is happening even to those of us who were raised with biological mothers and biological fathers. Some of us still get counseling to resolve the things that our bio mom
did.
Yes, and our bio. But this is not a comparison.
But Jackie, why have these families, why have they been burying their heads in the sand?
It's not us who bury our heads in the sands. It's the other families that bury their heads in the sands and they don't believe that we are there. And even if today I ask them, when I say I work with step families, people look at me and wonder, what is a step family? It's not that they don't know what I'm talking about. They just want to know, is it what I am thinking it is?
Yeah.
Then I say, a step family is ABCD. Say, oh. But it is something that they've not had people work with these families. There are so many books out here about the other families. Resources. In fact, what I am, I am a resource.
To the blended family.
Yes.
Because the other families seem to
There's
have
so many resources.
so well taken care of.
I went for my premarital classes, counseling, before I got married. In my church. But I was cancelled with the same group of the people who were just getting married without kids. Yet our issues are different. But you see, my church did not think about that. And I'm not saying that counseling was all wrong. Yes, it helped me in some part of my family because our marriages are just like your marriages.
Exactly.
I need to take care of my marriage. Yes. But now there's the aspect of the step family. There's aspect of the complexity that my church did not touch. Yes.
Pastor, when you counsel such kind of people, what different thing do you have to tell them? Because when she went for that premarital counseling, she was treated like everybody else, waiting to meet a single man. They are starting afresh, you know. But now this man has children, you know. So she is going in, she's not been pregnant, but people already here calling her mom. And she's supposed to accept. She's supposed to treat them and take care of them as their mom. She has not yet had her own children.
Yes, actually, Jackie, she's like preaching to me for the first time, frankly speaking, because I never thought about, we only focus on the couples that husband, but the children, we are not that much sensitive. So today, she has made me to be aware.
It's a wake-up call to the church.
It's a wake-up call to the church. Actually, we need, even my church, I will welcome you. And also, I want to learn about how to match this, especially because we have been having these problems. But when they come to the council, I just use the Bible. All things work together for good. But I think they need more counseling, more care, because they are from, to fit, to match. It's not easy, it's a challenge. I can say they will never match. So they need what you call care.
Yes, they need
such
care.
People,
Jackie, did you become one? Did your family become one? Because when you got into it, everyone is in their own world. But the idea is that you'll become one family. So did you become one world?
Now, the definition of one is, I don't know if you are in your family are one. And what that means. Yeah, I really don't know what that means. Because I think at times we throw words and we use words that also give us an illusion.
Yes.
Even the word that I use, the blended family, is not a right word because at times it can give you an illusion. You might think we will end up being a smoothie like a mango. You know? No.
It may not be.
It will not be like a mango. No. Just like today, even in our family of origin, there are some of us that still have strained relationships.
True.
We know, I'm closer to our second born. I'm not closer to our. It is. It's not. Our families are not aliens. Yeah. So, becoming one is, are we functioning as a whole?
Yes, precisely.
Are we functioning as a whole? Are my kids supported? Are my kids loved? And my kids, when I say my kids, are my 5 kids?
Yeah.
Are my kids loved? Are my kids supported? Am I creating responsible adults? Because raising kids is a temporary thing. We raise kids so that they can go out there and be independent.
Yes.
Am I creating such a person? Am I creating somebody who is emotionally healthy? Both my bio and my step. Do they have fights like normal siblings? Yes, they do. Do they care about each other like normal siblings do? Yes, they do. Are we dysfunctional, emotionally dysfunctional, that we are affecting how these kids will be later? We have to minimize it. Just the way that other family has to minimize it. Dysfunctionality in our families.
Yes. It has
So,
to be dealt with.
yes. Are there some of your stepkids who will love you more than others? Who will gel with the step-parent more than others? Yes.
Jackie, you know why we have a problem,
Yeah.
especially in our society today, is because people are generous to themselves and people are so selfish. I only want good for myself and for my bio children. You know, when I see my stepchildren prosper or doing better, then I want to put them down. You get? And I am more conscious of the results and the products of my own bio children. Because I will not let mine aside. For example, you're talking about supports. My preference would be, as a normal human being, to have my children first, then this follow. I do not have that strange heart, you know, to have this one first and the other one first and mine last. You get it? And I know of people who have such kinds of character. And I don't think it's just character that is acquired, but it's something that is from within the heart of a man.
Okay. You know what I think? A selfish person is a selfish person. And I have met women who have come to my office and they need support, and they will ask me, you know, I have this child and this man wants to marry me, but this man says the child is a challenge, so peleka mtoto nyumbani ama sijifanya nini, but the child is a challenge. Or this man says they can't marry me because of a child.
Yes.
And I always say, that is a very good man. There are some of us who can't handle it. If it is not your cup of tea, don't take it. Not all of us will marry people with kids.
Jackie, how can you say if it's not your cup of tea, don't take it? What will happen to them? Where will they go?
No, if you know he has a child and I'm a single girl.
Yes.
And he's
already concerned.
He asks me to marry them. And I know that child, I might not, siezi kwa sababu ya mtoto. Then don't marry him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not your cup of tea. Not all of us can do that. So the women who will go out of the way. This guy is saying, I don't want your kid, they'll try and take the child at home, thinking that when they take at home, they've erased the child from their lives. So they'll come. But you see, this guy told you the first time this was not, the child was the problem.
Not comfortable,
yes. That is a good person. They cannot do the step.
So it's better they be real from the beginning.
Yes. So let's not say, use this blanket statement and say, you know, some of us are selfish. No. When you get married to a person with children, you don't just choose a spouse, you choose your stepchildren. When I say yes, unlike those people who met who are 1-1, that choose the man only or the woman.
Yes.
In our situation, I am saying yes to a package.
Okay.
Yes. And if you're saying yes to a package, with the children. Hata tusijidanganya ati huyo mtoto akienda nyumbani hayuko.
Because part of my heart is still there.
Yuko. Yes. So you're choosing a package.
Yeah.
And if you're choosing a package, yes, it might not be easy for you to do 100% for all these people. But love is a verb. Love is not a noun. It is a verb.
Yeah.
It is an action word.
True.
So you need to do the actions to love this child as much as you can.
So Jackie, this is a choice that you make.
It is
before. Like you say, it is a package you're signing into. It is not something you are going to grow in and learn in the process as you're already inside.
Why would you do that to a child?
You know, sometimes you love the man, Jackie, and he has children. And because you love the man, a part of you is telling you, let me just go. I may receive that kind of heart to love the child. And so you sign in for the package yet in reality, your interest is the man. So you're saying someone should never do that?
No. Know that it comes with responsibility. It will come with responsibility. That is the truth. If you say that, because even you're saying, what you're saying, it is temporarily.
Yes, it's temporary.
Because underneath, what you're making the fact that I will do this other thing later. So this other thing is not away. It's still there.
You know, I am concerned about the viewer who is at the place where they are because of that particular situation. You know, they didn't move forward to marry a man because they had a child, and the man said, "Staki mtoto." You understand? And this woman is thinking, what do I do? There is also the woman who is single, as in without a child, and is getting into a marriage where there is a man and a child or two. You get? So this woman really wants to get it clear whether they're getting into the right relationship, whether they're making a mistake, or they just risk getting to it and later deal with the things that come.
Can't you say something?
Is that kind of woman?
Yes.
Do you think there's that kind of woman? There's that kind of woman. She's actually single. A man with children wants to marry her.
Yeah.
And she wants to sign into this deal.
Yeah.
Because she loves the man. She's at this time overlooking the child, hoping that someday she will find the kind of heart to love this child that is not a bio child. Pastor?
It's Jackie. This is not love, because she loves the man.
Love.
But the man has, it's like, for example, Jackie, Betty. Let's say when I marry my wife, also she has mistakes, isn't it? So nowadays, men, when she's good to me, I love her. But if she's bad to me, I chase her away. From the beginning, that's not love. If I love both sides. Her mistakes and also her goodies, isn't it? But also when I say I want to marry this man, I love him. I love this woman. And I don't like, maybe later I may love. That's a doubt. That's not a true love.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope someone gets it.
I think you're starting from a wrong footing altogether. Yeah.
You're
that sentence,
starting from a wrong footing.
Yeah. That
So you should
sentence
not
is
even
starting-
go into it.
No, because it comes with complication. It's complicated. You need to put in effort.
But Jackie, a lot of people are doing this kind of thing. They are starting on this wrong footnote. And yet they know very well they have no interest at all with the child.
But
a lot of people are doing this.
That's not, he loves the man, but there's something after the man, not that man, because that man has kids. If you love the man, if I love the woman, and she has kids, then it means, for example, now I say you're a single mother, and then she also has, you need to tell me that you're after something else. Maybe you're after money, wealth, not that man, actually.
Not
because
that man.
If
If
that
I am
man,
honest about the man, then it is everything about the
package,
man. Everything.
Because
so
where
I
will the
sign
kids
into
go?
the package.
We sign in the package. So, and this was just an explanation to say that, we are selfish yes, we are selfish in nature.
Yeah.
There's a bit of us that is selfish in nature. But are we incapable of love? Even in our selfishness, that we were born with, we have been taught how to love.
Yes, we have.
So, as a step parent, you need to learn how to love these kids. It might not be 100% with your kids. It might not be. But you can be there for your kids. And that is why I always say, even after people are divorced, especially for those parents who are not dead, there's divorce and these people that give birth and they were never married, like the school girl. There's an ex-girlfriend, there's an ex-husband, there's an ex-wife, ex-boyfriend, but they're never ex-children.
They're never ex-children.
They're never ex-parents.
They're no ex-children, they're no ex-parents.
They're no ex-parents. My stepchildren's mother is my stepchildren's mother. That relationship will not go away. My
She is still their
Yeah.
mother.
She is still their mother. No matter what.
That was never deleted.
It can't.
It can't.
And I am not a replacing,
A replacement
yes,
mom.
a replacement mom. No, I am not.
Yes.
If anything, I am a bonus mom.
You're a bonus mom.
Yes.
Because
now they still have a
away.
love. Yeah, they still have love here. They still have relationship here.
And
they
you're
can still
bonus.
communicate, and I can add on it.
Wow.
So
think that's a very good attitude.
we're always thinking that, you know, she will take care of her kids. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not bad step parents. That somewhere there, the selfish step parents.
They don't know what
Which
they
is
need to
very,
do.
it's very unfortunate, because I don't think there's any reason to frustrate anybody's child.
They have never had the right way to live. They
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I think
Yes,
just
they
being
don't know.
a bad person.
The only thing they know, Jackie, is that these are not mine, and so I will not give them what I should give my own. They need to receive it from their mom. They have no word like, I am a bonus mom. In fact, they are always like, I'm not a replacement, you know. You have your mom. Especially, like you said, if the mom is divorced or separated, or if they're alive, the ex-mom and the ex-dad, they're still alive. What people in the blended family say is, they're not mine, they have their own mom. They can look for their own mom, Much as you're with them here, people say that a lot. And I think they are so lost because they have no idea how they should live. I want us to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll eye on this.
All right.
Viewer, we are taking a short break. Our SMS line is 21144. You could also subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is GBS Kenya. We are also on Facebook. Please do engage us and text us in. We will give you feedback. Thank you.
People have dominance over themselves. Why? Daddy, no money. Give me money, I'll buy for you. Hey, Daddy, I say I don't have money. Hey, I know, Daddy.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard its spots?
예수님이 우리의 모든 죄값을 다 지불하시기 때문에 예수님 다 이루었다라고 말씀하셨잖아요.
So Jesus paid for all the wages of our sin. That's why he could say it is finished.
Yesu alipa mshahara wa dhambi deni zetu lote, ndiposa akasema kwamba imekwisha.
하나님은 슈퍼컴퓨터와 같은 거예요. Everyone, God is like the supercomputer.
Upendo wa Mungu ni kama hii supercomputer.
Kwa mara ya kwanza runinga ya JBS TV inakuletea Echo Mziki. Ni show itakayokuwa inatambulisha vipaji vya ma-DJ, wasanii wenye uwezo mkubwa na madancers wenye kunyangua. Ungana nami Trouble Nyakoko pamoja na mkali wao DJ Vocals siku ya Ijumaa mida ya saa 12 hadi saa 1 jioni, na Jumamosi mida ya saa 9 hadi saa 10 ya mchana, na Jumapili mida ya saa 9 kwenye Echo Mziki live audience. Echo Mziki, hapa mziki tu.
Healing, hope, restoration. Amazing stories of real people like you who have triumphed over tragedy. Watch Turning Point International and be inspired to reach your turning point.
It really ministers to the soul of man, and as a pastor you benefit a lot because people learn, and they learn how to cope with issues probably you don't even deal with in your sermons.
It's not reality TV, it's real life TV.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni Sweetie Pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. That's a question.
When you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what?
who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
그래, 여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일레 와서 와 이러면
Whenever I say "Unaile wa sasa,"
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
they respond with their eyebrows.
G Radio.
Hello guys and welcome. This is G Radio, #1 TV show, and we're coming live at GBS TV, and I'm your host Isaac Tabitha.
I'm the co-host Evanti Nyari, and as usual we have our DJ Depo. You can also send your views on my Instagram page and Tinyari_Eva.
Also, you can get me on our Facebook page as Isaac Tabitha. Thank you so much, guys.
Keep it here.
Welcome back, viewer. Our SMS line is 21144. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, GBS Kenya. Also join us on Facebook. We are having a very interesting conversation, Jackie, I must admit, about the blended family. And Jackie is part of a blended family, and there's so many things that society has wrong about the blended family. And Jackie is disagreeing that a lot of stepmothers don't punish their children so badly, you know. I don't know why Jackie is refusing this statement that is a lot of stepmoms. People cry outside there, my stepmom is doing this, my stepmom is not allowing me to go to school, my stepmom has allowed, you know, my dad to do this and that to us, and so life is not comfortable at home, so I have to quit. But this also happens to the other families that we call fresh or normal, I don't know, whatever we call them. Jackie, what would you want to say on that? Is it true?
I think by the time we use statements like people say, that is not a valid statement. That is a socialized statement, because if I ask you, people means a lot of people.
Yes.
If I ask you today to give me just 5,
The
you will not
statistics.
have 5. And 5 is not people. 5 should be so easy. It should be in your fingertips.
Yeah.
But just because you've been socialized, and anytime I stand up and say, my name is Jackie and I'm a stepmom, the first thing that somebody thinks, she's wicked.
Yeah.
And believe me, I also read Cinderella and Snow White. And those are the challenges that I also had.
Why do people think that, Jackie?
Socialization.
That's true.
The myths, the fairy tales, the stories that
About
have been told
stepmoms.
about stepmoms.
Yeah.
That is what stepmom and
The
wickedness
Cinderella
is
version.
synonymous.
Yes.
And even me, I was socialized like that. And even my first years, my initial years as in my blended families were hard. Because I really felt sorry for myself, and I was asking myself, oh my God, I am wicked now. Because I knew that name, wickedness.
You know, it's like when you're growing up, you know, mom tells you, never be found as a as a second wife.
Yeah.
Look for your husband, however poor, even if they are crippled, but your own husband. I should never find you as a second wife.
Yes.
Yes. So this is how.
So for me, then, for me,
stepmom
in my
is
mind,
victimized.
yeah, if I victimized myself more than the society victimized me. And I think during that self-stigmatization, it was difficult for me as a stepmother. I felt, oh my God. And every time I wanted to prove that I'm not wicked. And you see, it takes away from you even being there as a mother in the family, being there as a wife, being there for this family and building a family that will thrive. All you want to do is to prove to the society, to prove. So you don't take time and build this unit.
You just
that
want
is
to
very
prove something out
Yes.
there. And maybe no one is even watching.
Yes.
Everyone already has that notion you're wicked. So
And
whatever
they've
you
even
try to
moved on.
do, whatever you try to do, they just think it's a mask that you put on outside there. But
Yeah.
when you get back home, you are that wicked mom.
Yeah, but you see, now this is in my mind because I also read, I was also socialized in this same society. This is where I grew up.
Okay.
Yes. So this self-stigma, and I think a lot of stepmoms go through this self-stigma. And I can tell you that, yes, I know there are many bad stepmothers. But I know that there are a lot of awesome women out here taking care of kids who are not biologically theirs. And I have a group of support group of more than 100 women who are stepmoms.
Jackie,
In a
what
private-
do you tell each other? Because people come and tell you, I can't take these children anymore, especially when they're adults. You know, yours were toddlers, and so it was so easy. You know, by the time they were getting to learn many things and ask for their own things, you had already trained them into your system. But now, think about these that have come. They are teenagers, 13, 14, 16, 18, and they've come into a totally new world, and you're supposed to impose on them or teach them new rules. You know, people come to you with such kind of things when you meet with these kinds of mom. What are you supposed to do? What do you tell them?
You know, when you use the word impose, of course, it's not going to work.
So you don't impose.
You don't impose. And I don't think also this man who has raised up these teenage young kids that he has got it so wrong that he has not taught all these years, 14 years. This father did absolutely nothing.
There
That
are people
today,
who say that parenting in the home is majorly done by the mom. The mom is more concerned about the parenting of the children in the home. That means that a higher percentage is impacted by the mom.
that is doubtable. We spend more time with the kids. But when you say parenting, parenting is provision, is providing, is giving these kids shelter, school. Yeah, so
so spending more time
we
will easily
spend
impact
we spend a
because you
lot
are
of
there
time
with them together.
We spend a lot of time with the kids. But parenting is not, we are not the major parents.
Okay.
We are both required. Me and my spouse
Yes.
are both required.
True.
So we can't say that because this man was alone and has taken care of his kids until they're teenagers, these
He
kids,
got it all wrong.
Yeah, he got it all wrong. No, he has impacted something on his kids. And even if you come in as a stepmother, we should appreciate that he has done something with his kids. He has come this far with his kids. And there are no instant moms. I think that is what we need to understand. There are no instant moms. Because
It's
even
a
the bio
process.
mom goes through 9 months before they get
A baby.
the baby in their hands. So you don't get married today with a man with kids, or you get married to a woman with kids, and you're expecting this child has to call me mom, this child has to call me daddy, this child has to do what I want, this child has to... No. You have to create a relationship with these kids. You cannot even discipline without a relationship. Discipline without a relationship is deemed as punishment. And that is what we do even as adults.
Yeah.
Today, if somebody in this place that you work comes and tells you, imagine naonanga hii chain unavanga si poa, nitakana uvae chain nyingine, and you don't have a relationship with that person, you will not hear that.
Yes, you will not
Yet you're
receive
an
it.
adult. You will not receive it. But somebody who relates to you comes
You
and
can
tells you the
consider.
same, you'll consider and say, really? You'll consider. So, by the time a step parent gets to a point that we can impact on our kids, a relationship, building the bonds is the key to what we are asking. How do you teach them? You cannot teach somebody you don't have a relationship with.
That's true.
So, the initial years of your step parenting journey is for you to form a bond with this.
I want to ask Pastor, when people are in church, they're relating to God, and now their hearts have to come close for them to enjoy the relationship. Now, these are people who have come from afar, and they have all come into a new world, and they're supposed to unite their hearts and now become one or rather functional. How possible can they do this, to unite their hearts and live together as a family? Because everybody has their own character, everyone has their own different desire, everyone has their own objectives and ideas, but now they're supposed to put all this on the table and share. How do they unite their hearts?
First of all, we have to teach about the love of Christ, the unity. Because now, in terms of spiritual life, we know we have to be one. The Bible says Christians are one. Christians that are Christians, not religious people. And last time as I was on the show, I said we have Christians and we have religious people. Christians, they are those who have the character of Christ. That is love. They can unite together. Actually, as Christians, we are united with one place. That is on the cross. That's by the blood of Jesus Christ. That paid the wage of our sins. And now you can find also Corinthians, Paul speaking about there is the world olive tree and the natural branches. And they said we were cut from the world and being rematched. It's like a blended also family. Gentiles with the Israelites to become one. So when she was talking about that, I was also thinking about biblical terms. Then the Bible says we were, by faith, we are in Jesus Christ. Actually, salvation was for Jews. But as Gentiles, because of the love of Christ, we were cut from Gentile. That's a wild olive plant. And then grafted to the original, that's cultivated plant, that is olive. That is Christ now. So we were rematched together. Actually, Israelites, they don't, they say other, Gentiles are like dogs to them. But now, unclean actually. But when I see also in the families, first of all, we have to teach them the love of Christ. If they have the love of Christ, she also have the love of Christ. Because if you have love, you can accommodate everybody because of that love. And also it says love covers a multitude of sins. So the mistakes of the step children also you can cover because of love. Now, that's love is not human's love. That's a love created by God. So I wanted to say as Christ loved us, if we teach them the love of Christ and that love of Christ is formed in them, then it is easy for us to maintain, that's a church, to keep them and also to maintain their relations to be united together.
Yeah, once you have the love of Christ, it can be easy for you. Jackie, how do you advise people when it comes to sibling rivalry? Because I'm looking at a scenario where I have come with my children, he has come with his, and now our children look at each other like strangers, and they could develop enmity or friendship depending on what goes on. They are also old enough, so they are watching to observe. She's not behaving like my mom. He's not behaving like my dad. I wish my mom was here. How do you handle such kind of challenges, especially because they're going to bring up sibling rivalry?
What I think is, first, sibling rivalry is also, it's a name that was not coined for blended families.
Yeah, it's not just for them.
Yeah,
yes.
it's general. But now, it should be healthy. So we're not going to eliminate sibling rivalry, because if you grew up in a house and your siblings, that is going to be there, but it should be healthy. There are some that are unhealthy.
Yes, it actually does happen even for these other families. But now you know,
so when you have
it in the normal family, somehow you were able to say, after all, ni damu moja, you know. But now this one, that part of it's one blood is not there, you know. If someone cancels you, you can get to the point of saying, okay, baba ni moja, mama ni moja, and you can move on. But now this is not the case. You know, you are like, we have no relations, my friend. You can go your way, you can go east, I go west. Yes.
Okay. The first thing we have accepted is that they might not love each other so much, but we can be civil to each other. Your stepkids are not bound to love you that much. Because even as you said, the guy or the woman.
Yes.
So they might not love you that much, but we have to know the basic principle of respect.
Jackie, I think you need to say that again, because there are people in these families who are really suffering, and their suffering is brought about by the fact that these children, the stepchildren, don't love them, have never accepted them, and they also don't respect them.
Now the third one is
so
the problem.
They have key expectations on these children, and what they are counting is, I took them to school, I cook for them, I do laundry, I do this, but they never pay me back in the right way, you know? So people count. Once they have gone, you are now in the university. Your expectations would be Since you guys were two men, since you were toddlers, I have been with you, taking you to bed, preparing you for school, dropping and picking you. And this is how you pay me back? Now you are earning hundreds of thousands and you do nothing to me. You don't even remember I was there for you when your mom was absent, you know. People are counting such kind of things. And because of this, they're so bitter and they don't want to hear any such kind of stories.
Now, I think that is where you go wrong altogether when you start counting. Because now that means that...
So they should not
That
count.
is not love. That is a transaction.
Okay.
The transaction that nilikupatia, na wewe utanipatia. And we cannot say that, you know, I raised you, I took care of you, you have to pay me back. What have I paid my mom back? What have you paid back? And if they were to put a money value on it, would we afford it?
No one would.
So if I'm putting a money value on the love that I can give even my stepkids, will they afford it? No. So that means I would still be mad, even if ile kidogo angenipatia bado haingetosha.
I actually don't know what it is that happens, Jackie, that even on your own children, Pastor, you don't have such great and high expectations. In fact, for your own children, it is that when they are older, they're now working and they're not able to sustain themselves, you even want to help them more. You even want to help them pay house rent when they have already exited your house, you know. But when it comes to your stepchildren, you are getting back to count what you have done to them, the things they could not do, how much help you have given them, yet, you know, you don't do that for your children. This is a strange bit.
No, I don't think you're talking from experience. You are talking from imagining that is what will happen.
It is
but
from
the truth
the
is, if you count, hakuna kitu watakupatia. Hakuna njia watoto wangu watanilipa. Even the ones that I brought in this world. There's no way my kids are going to pay me. There's no way my stepkids will pay me. But I think the only way they can pay me is what will they do to the next generation? There are so many mistakes I have made as a human being. Maybe even as a mother. But now, please, in the next generation, minimize that effect ile ulitoa kwangu, so that my next generation also are better.
Jackie, I believe you have impacted somebody's life today, and we are unfortunately out of time. But I want you to give your parting shot, especially to this mom who is in a bitter position because of the things they could not receive, the respect, the discipline, I mean the honor they could not receive from these children that they think they have labored for, you know, and the support also that they could not get from their spouses because of the children. Yes, you could speak to our viewer on that.
How many minutes? Anyway, my parting shot would be, your stepkids may not love you, they may not like you, and it is a normal reaction to the changes that are happening. If you put yourself in their shoe, you might not have liked you either. It might have taken you time. That is why as a step-parent, you need to be patient, you need to give them time, and you need also to just look for common grounds instead of looking for the conflicting parts every time. And with time, you will create a relationship. The relationship does not have to be exactly what she has or he has with their bio parent. Create a relationship that even as an adult, you can still make a positive, significant impact on your stepchild, even though you're not totally their mother. I think that is what I would tell.
Okay.
Those, yeah.
Thank you.
And me, as a pastor, I want to also thank Jackie. Today, I realized that I was socialized by media. What I mean, like these Afro cinema movies, they always show that the stepmothers are wicked. So through this, I could also gain that mindset. That's a lot of stepmothers, especially stepmothers, they are bad. But today, I've changed my mindset. I'm so thankful, Jackie. I wish all of you should think, you know, those are movies. It's not true. I could find one of them, and I think a lot of stepmommies, they are not wicked, they are good. That was a challenge to me to think like that positive. But also I want to say also we need not to invest to our children. Take them to school, I'm doing them good so that in the future they can pay me back. No, today I've had no. It's because to live for another generation and they can change the society. So I'm so thankful. Also we need the love of Christ as our pastor. We need also to cooperate with our pastors, and also pastors, we should also listen as counselors. They have good ideas towards our church as all. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Okay. Viewer, I hope you have really had a lovely and educative time together with Jackie and our pastor in studio. We have been able to give to you all that they had, and I hope that you have learned today that stepmoms are not just wicked, and also that if you're a stepmom outside there, learn to be patient and give these children time. They don't have to love you, they don't have to accept you, and do everything as you say. With time, things will become better. See you next time. I've been your host. My name is Betty Akuku.